on in South Korea, as well as all of the different things that are going on within the U.S. legal system when it comes to sexual assault and all the numbers and everything else, and what you can do to fight up against, as well as what Hollywood is doing right now to fight up against it. Unfortunately, we came across an obstacle of AT&T.
Just the whole of AT&T.
So yeah, they unfortunately gave us some faulty equipment and it doesn't work, so therefore our internet doesn't work. And so we were like, oh, what do we do now? And so what we wanted to do was stream for you guys and talk about filmmaking, LA overall, show you some of the LA sights, which you can see more of the sky than me right now.
It's so bright and sunny though here. It's incredible. It's pretty dope.
I mean, there are some clouds right now, which is sort of a rarity, which I'm guessing is because AT&T is also in charge of the weather here. And something broke on their end with the weather. So now we're getting clouds.
We can maybe like hold it like this and get some... Hey!
There we go.
That's how short I am, everybody. Hey, what's up?
Yeah, she's super short in comparison to me, so this is going to be interesting. But yeah, so we're walking through LA County right now. We're actually walking through
Encino, I think, is where we're at. It is beautiful around here. I will say that much. Holy crap.
So, and if you're watching, let us know how the audio is, as we're not too sure. We're going, everything is based off of the phone right now. We're using the OnePlus 5. So,
OnePlus 5 hype.
so let us know. And yeah, we're just going to be walking through the neighborhood here, getting to our car and start traveling, as we've been doing some errands all day today, and that's why we're in Encino actually. But yeah, if you have any questions as well concerning filmmaking, digital media, streaming, anything of the such, please throw it up in chat. Let us know.
Yeah, this is, I will say too, there's like not really sidewalks here. So we're currently just like walking on the actual street, which is pretty funny. With the sun behind us, which is fantastic for lighting, of course. I know you guys can totally see my face, and the face is not making it right now. Because as we found out in the last stream, in one of the last streams, I do things with my face. It's true. It's true. Things happening. There's also like so much construction and like just city noises, I feel like, everywhere around here. It's like I cannot hear myself think. I can't.
Yeah, it's usually actually, well, it depends. Like after 6 a.m., forget about it. Everything starts coming to life here. Though no one is on a normal schedule in LA. That is for sure. You can go to Starbucks at 3 a.m. if there's one open, and it will be packed with people.
Yeah, and the traffic here never really lets up, but I don't think it's as bad as people say that it is. So as you probably all know, like we did move here a few months ago from Boston, and it's like it's really not that bad. The traffic is really not that bad. And I know that people who live in LA are probably like, what are you talking about? I have to drive 17 bajillion hours to get to work. And it's like, hey, you know, maybe choose somewhere closer to live or work. I don't know what to tell you. All right, we're gonna hold up for a sec. I feel like we're doing like some sort of like Cloverfield thing. Where are we? What are all the noises? I can't tell what's happening.
There's evidently a monster around here though, folks, so we'll let you know what it is when we come across it.
Ooh, here, we can show them in progress house that's being built right now. It's a custom home, everybody, so, you know, probably has a recreation area or something.
Yeah, they're building up a lot of the homes around the Encino area, which basically is kind of northwest. Well, it's northwest of Hollywood, northwest of downtown LA. So we're probably from downtown LA, I would say probably about half an hour out or so, maybe 45 minutes depending.
Well, according to people who live in LA, we're probably like 3 hours out.
Yeah, I mean, and that's all dependent on traffic, of course.
If your arm gets tired, by the way, I can grab that.
So, but yeah, this is what California looks like, folks. It is very, very beautiful. There's not many cloudy days.
Except for today.
Except for today, you see a few clouds. It doesn't rain often, and actually that was one of the weirdest things coming from the East Coast, was the fact that when you look at the homes, most homes don't have rain gutters. So, you know, because we don't get that much rain here in Southern California. When we do, it's a rarity. For instance, when it does rain, it's usually during the winter, and it's usually maybe a few days sporadically spread out. I remember this past winter, it wasn't, I think maybe we had, what, 2 days maybe?
Of rain?
Yeah, maybe 3, I don't know.
I know they were all like basically one back to back for like, yeah, maybe 2 days, but it like poured, and then it was over.
And then it was over.
Hey, we're back. We're just gonna silhouette up against the sunlight here. It's so nice and warm. It's like there's a breeze coming this way, so it feels nice and chilly, but then the sun is beating on the back, so that's really nice. Very fascinating. Well, like, I feel like that's why the weather here is so perfect, because it's like you get a breeze, so it doesn't feel like you're very hot, but you're also warm, so you don't feel like you have to put on a jacket. We're also walking, and walking always makes me warm. I remember I used to watch like those fantasy films where they've got like the furs, you know, and like people are like running and fighting in them and stuff like that. And I'm like, how do they not get hot in that stuff? I don't know.
She's lost in thought, so don't mind her. She's going to try to figure that out for the next 5 hours.
That's right. I'm also just like lost in like watching looking at all of the awesome houses that are around here. They're so cool. And some of them are like, they look like they're from a fairy tale. Like they'll have amazing landscaping and just like waterfall, Buddha waterfalls, and just really cool stuff. Flowers intertwining with trees, and ooh, somebody bought action figures.
Nice,
action figure toys.
Can't go wrong with a few action figures, you know. Hey, a sidewalk.
Hey, we're finally here.
Alright, so we finally got to our car, because in a lot of the cities in LA County, the parking is a pain in the ass. So you get a lot of the parking garages, you get a lot of the, parking only for service vehicles, or, you know, you have only 20 minutes or 15 minutes to park there. So we've had some pretty interesting experience with parking thus far. I would say it's a lot more affordable than, well, I would say it's potentially more affordable than Boston. Boston was insane. You'd have to pay like $35 to park in downtown Boston. LA's been a little bit nicer on the pocketbook for parking. So props to you guys for that. But yeah, it's been an interesting experience thus far. So we're actually going to be heading over now and down closer toward LA. So I figured we'd share the trip with you, have some good laughs. Again, if you have any questions on LA overall, or filmmaking, or streaming, digital media, that is our background. We've been doing filmmaking, digital media, and just online content for about 7 to 8 years now. If not actually more, depending on our experiences, like, you know, our backgrounds, who we've worked for in the past, or what we've done in the past. So we've been doing theater and acting overall for over, I'd say probably now over a decade. So we'd love to talk to you folks about that as well. So just let us know your questions in chat. Again, we're just kind of exploring LA, and we'll kind of talk about our experiences thus far, what you're seeing, and especially if you're interested in potentially moving out here. We want to help those people too who are thinking about coming out to LA, and, you know, what are our thoughts on that, and especially as a creative coming out to California or moving to any big city. What are some things to look for, or you know, look at when it comes to that?
I need to use the whole thing.
All right, so we're gonna get going here. get rolling.
Rolling.
Eventually. Tatiana's on her phone right now, so.
Well, I'm trying to put the maps on because I don't know if I'm going.
But look at that sky, though. I mean, it is absolutely amazing. Again, the clouds are a bit of a rarity for the California area. I will say that.
But they're very fluffy.
But they are massive today.
Right? Like, I just want to, like, you know, grab out, put some sugar on it, and nom. Like marshmallows. I
don't know what that really means, but she'll do it. By God, that's a threat, Clouds. She will do it.
Threat. Hey, you know, the clouds are... They'll be able to get away from me. They're so far away. By the time I get to them, they'll probably, you know, be alright. Oh, right. So... Oh, that's funny. It, like, wants me to go...
And you guys will be able to see, too, the craziness that is traffic in a way. I mean, we say crazy in the sense of it is constant. It's the most constant traffic you're probably going to come across in any major city in the U.S. And is it a lot of traffic? Yes. But when you're out in L.A., it's kind of an expectation that you're going to get a lot of traffic and that you're going to be sitting there for a little bit, or it may take longer. You know, if something's 15 minutes away, plan for 45 minutes just in case. That's really how you have to take the traffic out here. Other than that, though, it isn't terrible, like I said. You just have to know that it's always going to be busy. Don't have any preconceived notion that you'll be able to get anywhere by what Google tells you.
But see, at the same time, I really don't think it's that bad.
Well, like I said, it isn't that bad. But it is more traffic. And it is more consistent, like I just said, so...
Right, I mean, there's more, but, like, there's more people, so that makes sense, right? And then there's, like, also... Not that there are only more people who live here, but there's also, like, tourists and other, you know... Other people that are here that aren't... That you wouldn't just find in some other random town, you know? So, yeah, like... There's more traffic. Yeah, but so there's more lanes.
Exactly, so it's just having that expectation, like I said. That's the biggest thing.
Think of us as your Uber for the day, guys.
Hey, and talking about Uber, if you didn't know, they've lost a huge amount in their stocks thus far. What was it, like either $1 million or $1 billion I recently saw that they've lost this year, that they're down in this year. So
really?
Yeah, well, you know, all the sexual talking about sexual assault, like we were going to in the talk show today before our internet decided to die. But yeah, between all the drama there and the employees coming out saying, hey, I don't want to work for this company, with competitors like Lyft jumping on that and trying to be the more, I guess, the stronger voice of the people, people have been going to other companies. So Lyft and Fasten and some of these other companies out here that do the rideshare, and it's hurting Uber.
Hey, it's a doggy park.
You will see a lot of dog animal parks here as well. The amount of dogs and animals that are here, I mean, it's insane. I've never seen a city with so many pets in a certain square area. Like, it really is crazy. People will bring their dogs into everything that they can too. You go to a Walmart, people are bringing their dogs. And I'm not talking service dogs. I mean just like their Chihuahua in a purse, their Pit Bull if they can, their Labrador, their Golden Retriever, whatever it is, they're going to try to bring it in with them. If it's a restaurant, grocery store, they're always going to try to bring that stuff with them. So that has been an interesting change up in comparison to other places.
They really need to make like a cat park somewhere. I know they have kitty cafes, but...
Yeah, so they just need more kitty cafes. There you go.
Like, I would take the cat somewhere. Like, let's hang out. And it's just like catnip moss everywhere and like carpets on everything so they can climb it and scratch their little claws on it.
And once again, for you folks that are in chat, let us know how the audio is. We just want to make sure you can hear us okay. And also, let us know your questions on LA, filmmaking, streaming, digital media overall, let us know. Again, we want to share that with you all and talk about it, as we couldn't do our talk show today because of the internet, so we wanted to at least give you some sort of stream here, and that way we can all chat and have some fun, kick back, and you guys can explore hopefully a brand new city that you haven't seen before. And yeah, right now we're driving through Greater LA County. We are actually leaving Encino right now. Had to run some errands, and now we're running over to basically Glendale, Burbank, and some of those other areas. So you get to see the amazing views, the amazing, just gorgeous sky that we have here. It's just awesome.
Awesome sauce.
And of course, a ton of palm trees. Actually, the funny thing about LA is that most of the trees here are not from LA. They've all been basically imported from somewhere. There are palm trees that are specifically from Mexico. There are other ones that are from the islands. There are actually cypress trees from Cyprus, from Italy, that were brought over. Basically, a lot of the things you see are not originally from LA. LA is really supposed to be a desert. And everything was just kind of filled in thanks to the movie industries and business overall wanting to be in this area because of the weather and everything like that. So the grass that you see, the trees that you see, sometimes some of the people that you see are all transplants.
Like us. Hey.
So that works out pretty well, you know.
Alright, we're getting on one of these fabled highways, everybody.
So now you can actually see what the talk is all about when it comes to the traffic.
You think we should go in the carpool lane?
Hey, there's two of us, might as well.
Whoa. Oh boy.
And there are moments like that too. So they give one lane for oncoming ramp, they give one lane a light for green, red, and another one for just to go. Now, ideally, the people on the left are supposed to be paying attention to the people on the right. And the people on the right are supposed to be slowed down a little bit for heavy traffic, and then everyone can merge in nicely. But there, that wasn't such a nice merging.
Oh, and you can see the mountains in the background. I'm like obsessed with these mountains. I talk about them all the time. But they're just so beautiful. They like,
Yeah, you get a lot of the mountains here, which is really, really, really cool. There's definitely not sites that we saw on the East Coast. But here, yeah, because there are so many valleys, you get tons of mountains, tons of skyline, tons of trees, especially palm trees. Not as many cacti as one might assume. A lot of that, again, is also brought in and typically planted for looks. I think it's once you start getting out to places like Joshua's Tree and whatnot is when you start getting more of like the cacti, or Death Valley, or some of those other locations, Silicon Valley areas. And sorry for the bounce, of course. We're doing everything by phone, so we apologize in advance for any shakiness. But yeah, you know, LA is interesting because everywhere that you go, again, depending on the city, but everywhere that you go, it seems like you're coming across a big studio of some sort, whether it's for film, whether it's for video and commercial base, but it's everywhere. There's ABC, Fox, Sony, Warner Brothers, I mean, Buena Vista Studios, which is Disney. Basically, all major companies are out here, and you will come across them so readily. Whether it's their main offices or just major studios that they have in different cities of California, it's really pretty cool in a way, and it's crazy in a way too, because you're familiar with the names, but to actually see something tangible right in front of you is pretty crazy. And you know, we've seen plenty of film sets too in the area. Just, you know, random areas, suburban areas that they'll just close down, like places in Pasadena and whatnot, where they tend to do a lot of filming, whether it's filming of a home, inside and out, doing some kind of master shot for whatever film that they're doing, or if they're doing indoor shots, you know, again, depending on the storyline, what's happening. But yeah, they'll have the whole road blocked off. You'll see trucks lining down the roads. You'll have a ton of different service people there, catering and everything else, going down all the way down the road there. And you're seeing people like all the PAs, running around like chickens with their heads cut off because they've been working 5 days back to back, 16-hour days, and they're being told, okay, grab this, do this, bring these people over, take back the extras. So they're running all over the place. Cables are being run all over the place too to help power everything. So yeah, it's a pretty interesting setup. Whoa, IRL stream. Hey, Righto Man, how's it going, man?
Hey, how's it going?
Yeah, well, unfortunately, our internet provider gave us some crappy equipment, and so we couldn't do our talk show today. So we decided to do an IRL stream and talk to folks about Los Angeles, filmmaking, streaming, digital media in general, and yeah, just answer any questions and just kind of talk about what everyone's seeing. So yeah, let us know too if the sound quality is good. We're not sure if folks can actually hear us or not because there's no way of us testing it. So luckily you can see us though, so that's good. And how you doing today, man? Yeah, we've just been talking about, running across the different film sets and coming across the different roads that closed down for all the different film shoots going on. Of course, talking about traffic, you can see it here. I mean, it's right now 1:27 Pacific Standard Time. And yeah, you can see there's plenty of cars on the road still. And there's even more behind us. But again, that's skyline.
Oh my god, the weather here. It's like paradise. At least for me. I was also giving the mountains some hype earlier. It's really nice to see the mountains like in the background.
Yeah, I will say it would be nice if the roads were smoother, but I guess they keep you awake. So there you go.
This IRL stream brought to you by 4-Star Lighting.
By 4-Star Lighting and by the Department of Transportation. And hey, Fuse Fury, welcome, man. How's it going today? Oh, good, you can hear us. Okay, excellent.
Excellent.
I'd hate if we were doing a Mime IRL stream. That would be a little awkward.
Hey! Ooh. Hello, merging. People know how to merge. You guys know how to merge. You got this.
Aggressively braking.
You got this. There you go.
Ah, son, how I miss you. Please come back to the UK soon.
We'll see if we can ship some to you.
Put it in a bottle and we'll send it over.
Yeah.
Actually, did you guys hear about that? So a couple years ago, I think it was Boston actually, when we had in Boston a massive snowstorm. Someone was actually boxing it up or bottling up or something and sending it to other countries.
What?
And making money off it. It was a big PR thing. And yeah, they got some good old money off of that too, evidently, because there were people actually buying it.
That's insane.
So we'll sell some California Sunshine. You let us know. We'll put it in a bottle. We'll ship it off to you. You, the 101. Yeah, welcome to 101s, 405s, and all the other dramas. Hey, and thank you, Dauntless GG, for hosting us. Appreciate that.
Oh, hey, thank you, Daunt.
Yeah, we were just saying we were going to do an awesome talk show today, and we ended up having our internet spaz out on us, so we can't use it. And so now we're doing an IRL stream. So we are in LA, and we wanted to share with all of you, give you an insight from our perspective here, what LA is all about, just, surviving the society. But also talking about filmmaking, streaming, digital media. We've had over a decade of experience in these realms, in acting and directing and producing. So any questions that folks have about getting into those fields or our experiences, we'd love to share that with folks. And also, if you're a creative and you're thinking about moving to a larger city, whether it's LA or anywhere else, we'd love to answer any questions or tell you a little bit about our story. So that way you get a sense of what the process could be like for you. So feel free to shoot us up in chat and let us know your thoughts. And again, this is our first IRL stream. So we apologize for no fancy intros or anything like that, or the shakiness, because it's on mobile phone. But we appreciate you being here nonetheless, and we really are happy that you're here joining us today.
And we make up for it with these wonderful vistas.
Here, I'll go to that now. Look at that. Look at those clouds, though. Like we were saying, like that is insane for California.
Yeah.
At least for SoCal.
Usually you wake up in the morning, it's like, oh my god, there's no clouds today. It's intense. And then the mountain backdrop is my favorite. I really like that. That was not something we had in Boston.
Yeah, I was saying too that probably AT&T, which is our internet provider that crapped out today, that they are probably in charge of the weather here, hence the clouds.
You want to get rid of the clouds, you got to pay extra.
That's true, folks. You know, with net neutrality gone in the U.S. now, if you want to, clear sky, we have to have weather neutrality now. So, we've lost weather neutrality, so now you got to pay extra. If you're in the UK, you are facing clouds anyway right now, so you know what it's like. AT&T must be over there too.
I feel like the internet is better outside the US somehow, but maybe that's just me.
I think it's the area that you're in. I think that's really specific to that. There we go. But yeah, no, we originally moved out here. Well, we had a lot of different reasons for moving out here to Los Angeles. One is we wanted to change up from the East Coast. I'm originally from the Midwest. Tatiana's originally from Romania. She grew up most of the time in Massachusetts, though, and I grew up mostly in the Midwest in Michigan, and moved out to Boston. Did some acting out there, did commercials and indie films, and we did a lot of directing and producing of theater and film, and did a lot of our own short films as well. Did Paper Thin, another one called The Long Awake. We did a few online YouTube-based short films such as The Heist, and a few other ones that we got up on our YouTube. And we decided we really just want to move out to LA. Some of it was career decision-wise. There's just a lot out here to be offered for creatives, but a lot of it too, I think, was just the weather and the people, the kind of, I don't want to say attitude, because every place has a certain kind of attitude, and a lot of times it's not a positive attitude. But overall, though, it's been pretty nice. Just some of the people a lot more chill, a lot more relaxed, which is always a good thing.
Yeah, there's a lot less grump around here, I will say.
Which I think it's harder to grump when you have so much sunshine, I think
that's what it is. And there's so much space too.
And marijuana is legal here, so it's hard for many people to grump here.
Well, I guess it was always legal for medical use, right? Isn't it?
Yeah. It's 2 degrees here in the UK. That is chilly. Yeah, I think it's...
I hope Celsius, not Fahrenheit, because that would be even worse.
That is true. There is that too. I was going to say, what is it here? Probably...
It's 69 Fahrenheit, so...
You're the Celsius girl.
It's probably like 19 degrees Celsius? No, it's got to be more than that. Hold on.
Quick maths. 2 plus 2 is 4.
Oh, no,
minus 1 is 3.
No.
Memes.
It's somewhere between 18 degrees and 22 degrees Celsius. Somewhere in there.
Yeah, right, Dawn? Interweb issues all the time. It never fails. Clouds. Psh. Yeah, it's true. At least we can still see the sky. It is a thing. Like, it does exist. You can see it. There is proof that there really is a sky. And you can see that there is an arch to the earth, to all you flat earthers out there. We are on a sphere, folks. We are in a floating sphere in space.
And here's some more mountain vistas for everybody as we turn. Mountain vistas. Ooh, those are epic over there. Damn. We need to drive around more. Onto on-ramps and off-ramps.
Seriously.
Gorgeous stuff.
Right, oh man, geez, I was getting a huge bouncy delay when I was watching from my phone. Yeah, it's hard to say with IRL streaming too, like how much information is being pumped out, what kind of delay that's going to bring to certain devices, and also it's hard to say with our phone too, with our provider, because we're doing everything off our provider, which happens to be, yes, very prevalent on the West Coast, but they're also one of the most used providers. So sometimes service can be a little iffy because too many people are on it. Yeah, some places here get really bad internet, but I have amazingly fast internet. Yeah, we actually, when it works, we have FiOS. And we haven't had any problems with it. It's mostly, I guess, just the equipment they were saying. Something was wrong with our equipment, which we've only had for 6 months. So, but yeah, yeah, bad internet though. I don't understand it. You know, these companies, they charge us an arm and a leg. Sometimes they want a kidney, and we barely get any kind of fast internet. Sometimes it's insane. My Twitch is being so weird, I have to keep refreshing to keep up with the stream. Well, that's because, Rhino Man, we're ahead of our time. We're lightning fast. So good luck, buddy. You're going to have to keep refreshing. You're warming that thumb up. No,
You have T-Mobile, don't you?
I would say we have T-Mobile if that's the case. And yeah, that's the provider we're talking about. That's like, they're not bad. They're a pretty good company overall, but yeah, there's just so many people use them on the West Coast. Yeah, feel free, folks. Again, let us know your questions. If you have any on filmmaking, being a creative, moving to a big city, taking on digital media, streaming content. Again, we will try to answer it based on our experiences that we've had. As again, we want to be able to talk with you and discuss with you rather than just yell at you inside of a car and have people look at us like, I think they're drunk. Why are they talking to themselves? What's going on in there?
Can we please not pass me in the lane? Hi, good morning. There you go. You're alive. They're awake.
Merging aggressively, folks. This is what we do in LA.
Seriously.
Every time I hit a refresh, you guys are on a different part of the freeway. It's time travel, actually. See, we're actually driving in it. What the hell is the car called now from Back to the Future? I completely blanked on it.
The DeLorean. Hey, look.
The DeLorean, there you go.
Helicopters. Won't see those often.
Whoop. Helicopters in flight. Police chase delight.
Oh, you think that's what's happening?
I don't know. Could be weather. It could be like, well, Tim, we're right now over the 101, and weather looks great so far. Yeah.
Oh, so we're 25 minutes from downtown, according to that little sign. And there are mountains.
Let's see. It's illegal to be happy in Scotland. Scotland breeds grumps.
Oh no!
But you guys have golf and like
awesome accents.
Yeah, I don't understand it.
And like really fun films.
And you can decapitate people and take their powers, right? I heard that was a thing.
Yeah, there can only be one.
There can only be one, right?
Was he Scottish? I know nothing about the Highlander.
I thought the Highlander was.
Except that, yeah, like he somehow like people's powers or something. I'm not really sure.
Oh, hey, thank you so much, by the way, Orkanaut, for following us and for joining us today. Really appreciate that.
Hey, Orkanaut.
Wait, I think it's catching up. I don't know. Oh, I didn't know you worked in the movie industry. I worked at a studio in Hollywood. Oh, really, dude? I was actually gonna. We've been meaning to ask you what you did. Because we know that you're on during the day too, and we are a lot of times. So we're like, I wonder what kind of job he's been taking on, what he does.
Ooh, mountains more.
Golf is a reason enough to be miserable. Okay, so I have a really funny golf story to tell you all.
Oh.
So I will share this.
It?
And Dauntless says decapitation is def a bonus. I feel like crap. Decap! When you feel like crap, make sure to decap. You've heard it here, folks. So my golf story is a very expensive golf story. It's probably one of the most expensive golf stories there is. Here, I'm going to put the phone on me so that way Tatiana quits looking at the screen and starts looking at the road. Otherwise, we're going to drive offset road into mountains. And it'll be live streamed.
Oh, boy.
Okay, so most expensive golf trip I've ever done. I was with my dad. We were down in Texas because he had lived down there for many years. So I went down there to visit him. And he's like, hey, let's go golfing. I have some friends that want to go golfing, and it'll be a lot of fun. I was like, okay. Never played golf, played soccer, played baseball, played basketball. golf was a new thing for me, sure. I will take a metal rod and I will hit a ball with it, sure. Well, there's a lot of form involved with golf, and there's a lot of knowledge base in how you swing the club and how you move your body, which then impacts the ball and where the ball goes. So I brought my camera with me. This was before, so brought my DSLR camera with me that actually my grandmother gave to me as a gift at the time, because we didn't have like really great smartphones with really awesome cameras like this one. And so you had the camera. So, you know, I was like, all right, cool. Well, while I'm there, sitting there and not really doing much, while we're playing golf, I will take photos of stuff. And my dad's never really, or hasn't played golf in years. I'd never played golf. So we were sucking the whole time. Like, the ball would go like 5 feet in front of us, and that was about it. Or instead of going straight, it would dogtail to the left or dogtail to the right, hardcore. And let's just say we didn't win the game that day. But we had the golf cart probably behind us and to the left. So like if I'm golfing and I'm sending the ball your direction, there's the camera, your direction, and the golf cart was probably behind me over my shoulder here. Somehow magically, my dad hit the golf ball. It legit curved. It did a U-turn. I think the golf gods were so pissed off that heretics like us were playing on their fields there or whatever, that they curved the freaking ball, made it do a U-turn. It went toward the golf cart, and on the golf cart seat was the DSLR camera. The golf ball hit the LCD screen of the camera and blew the fucker up.
Oh my god!
There's no other way of putting it. It blew it up. It like boom, and pieces went everywhere. Now, the magical thing, of course, being that the golf ball curved at a complete U-turn, was going 100 miles an hour or something like that. Out of all the things it could have hit, it hit the smallest thing on the largest thing that it could have hit and smashed it to bits.
Oh my god.
Then, later that day, as we continued golfing with, like, shards of LCD on our seat, we were driving, we hit a bump, because my dad was going too fast, or whoever was driving the cart was going too fast. His glasses, that were several $100s, because glasses ain't cheap, folks, flew off of his face, and he lost them.
Jeez, he flew off of his face?
Flew off of his face,
Oh
and they just gone. Couldn't find them. Don't know where the hell they went. Sand trap, I guess. It eats everything. And so, basically, we had lost a camera, we lost a pair of glasses, and we had a really shitty game of golf. So, at that point, if we did a decapitation, it might have been favorable. I don't know.
Oh my god.
That was the most expensive day of golf. That was probably over, I want to say $4,000? Maybe? Yeah. It was a very expensive day.
Holy shit, man.
Yeah. Random Man says, I worked for Local 40. They handle all the electrical and HVAC work for motion picture studios. Oh, yeah. Oh, dude, that's awesome, man.
That is so dope. Holy crap.
Yeah, electrical and HVAC. I give props to anyone who does that stuff, because I know I could not do that. I would hurt someone or myself very severely. So yes, that was the most expensive day of golf I've ever played. Now, you took golf in high school, right? Like back in the day, or college or something?
Oh yeah, I had a gym requirement for my university, and so I was like, what is the least gym-like thing I could take, but also kind of cool? And it actually wound up being fencing. But then fencing was like super early in the morning, and I missed like the first three classes. So by the time I made it to my fourth one, the professor was like, yeah, no thanks. So then I had to like scramble and get another class for my gym requirement, and I was like, all right, well, I gotta get something that's like late at night if possible. And the only other course that was still open, still able to like enroll at that late of a time, and was late enough in the day where I thought I'd be awake by then, was golf. So my gym requirement was satisfied by a golf class. And you're absolutely right. There's a structure to how you swing, all the different kind of clubs, what you're going to use for, if you're trying to aim further, if you're trying to aim closer, if you're trying to do X, Y, and Z. I don't even remember all of the stuff now. What I do remember is that it is infinitely harder for women to do the stance, if you will, and then swing it correctly if you are
well endowed in the frontal region.
Yeah. And so I was the only girl in the class, so of course never heard the end of that. But we had a competition at the end of the year, or at the end of the semester, and I did kick everyone's ass. So there. But that's, yeah, and after that I was like, they were like, oh, you should continue on with golf all like your 4 years. I'm like, I'm good. I got my gym requirement out of the way. Like, I think it was actually way less, well, yeah, it was way less intensive than fencing would have been for sure. So I got off easy.
Hey, all right, see you later, Rhino Man. Check you later. Check your Discord, by the way. Love to do that game night with you guys. So let us know what your thoughts are. I send a date and time for you.
Thanks for popping in.
A caddy tells you what to do, though, eh? Well, yeah. Unfortunately, we're talking about a golf course in Texas. Okay, so think about this one for a second. It's not a very fancy golf course, and basically, it's like, here, hold my beer, let me drive. You got a Budweiser in one hand, and then a golf cart, steering wheel in the other. So it was a little scary. But that's the way it is. Unfortunately, if we had a caddy, yeah, that could have saved us a little bit of time. Sorry, getting into some traffic here, trying to survive. Getting honked at, usual fun. Here, we'll show you a little bit more of the city here.
This is not a very pretty part, necessarily, but we are right next to the highway. We just got right off.
And this is a lot of what you'll see, too. I mean, LA just isn't all a bunch of tall buildings or movie sets. That is for darn sure.
What?
Surprisingly, there's a ton of different cultures here. And there's a ton of different kind of cultural hubs.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, for instance, places like San Gabriel and many of the others are very rich in people from China, people from Thailand and Korea. You get a lot of people in Encino from, like, Iran. You get a lot of, people from Mexico, Central America, South America. It really is just a huge kind of cultural salad here of different pockets of cultures. It's really a cool thing to come across, to be honest.
Hey, here we are.
Texas sounds like my kind of place, Dauntless says. Hold my beer, gonna do a little shooting here. Bogey. Then we have LA is just the Hollywood sign, I thought, nothing else. Yeah, pretty much, right?
Just that.
It's like when you say, hey, I'm from New York, and people go, oh, so are you from, like, Manhattan? And, oh, you've seen all the, all the different things out there. And it's like, no, New York is also like Rochester, Syracuse, Buffalo. There's so many more parts of New York. Manhattan is just such a small percentage, like not even 1% of New York. So, yeah, that's, I think, what a lot of people think LA is, too. It's like, oh, it's just a Hollywood sign, right? And mind you, LA County is massive. Like, you hear LA, and it is huge. To get from basically North LA County to South LA County, you could be looking at like an hour and a half, depending on traffic and what you're trying to do. But it is large. They picked up a lot of different smaller villages and cities over time.
It's because they didn't want other people outside of the city to use the aqueduct system that they were building. So they're like, true. You just have to join us and give us your taxes instead. And they're like, all right.
Cool story, bro.
That's the rough story of some of why it's so big.
Hey, Katrine Valentine 22. Welcome to the chat. Glad to have you here. You said I want to go to LA. Yeah, LA's been great, and that's kind of why we're doing this IRL stream. Every Wednesday, we usually do a talk show about left brain and right brain topics and how they impact your life. But unfortunately, our internet provider died, so we decided to hit the road, do an IRL stream, and we're talking about LA, filmmaking, streaming, acting. We've had about 10 years of experience, and so we'd love to share it with folks. Dauntless says, same as all of us, Scots, not cots, yeah. Scots wear kilts every day and eat haggis, there we go, haggis, I don't know what I was doing there, for dinner while reciting Rabbi Burns poems. That's not what you do?
What's your favorite kilt color? No.
Do men really wear anything under those kilts? That's really what I really want to know. Oh, you're from Iceland. Excellent. That's awesome. And you're an actress. You do voice acting. Oh, very cool. I was going to say, there's a huge community of voice actors actually here well, in LA, but also on Twitch, which is awesome.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
The Black Watch tartan. Yeah, actually, I also do some voice acting. I've done a few commercials and a few different things for films and whatnot. So if you have any questions on voice acting, please let me know. I'm more than happy to share what resources my brain is holding right now.
That's a popular spot today.
Yeah, LA is always very, very busy. If you love warm weather, though, you like a lot of different cultures, it is definitely worth the move out here. It is just a lot of work. A lot of work to get anywhere, a lot of work to network, because there are so many people like yourself going out into the world.
But the mountains are on fleek. Still.
As you can see, mountains all over the place. And actually, too, so we've had some really bad fires in California recently within the past 4 to 6 months. And this is an area of Burbank, California right now. Or, excuse me, Burbank, right? Yeah, Burbank. I always want to say Glendale, which is just south of us. But Burbank here, which is where a lot of the studios are. And these hills here are, or mountains, I should say, have been some of the ones that were hit by the fires. And so there were massive amounts of smoke coming from these mountains here, and huge flames. There were planes flying over, trying to put them all out. So it was a very interesting scene to see. It's very surreal to see fire and smoke coming from these mountains here. And yeah, as for where we're heading today, we're basically just kind of hanging out, driving around, doing some errands around Burbank, Encino, LA. Figured we'd take you all for the ride. And also, thank you, Katrine, for following us. Really do appreciate that. Thank you so very much. You love Hollywood? Yeah, Hollywood is a lot of fun. It can be very touristy depending on where you go.
Right.
But it is a very cool place. Hollywood, Los Angeles proper. Actually, to tell you the truth, there's not a lot in downtown LA. There really isn't much going on there. It's more like a financial district. So you have banks and you have like Wall Street type people, but you don't really have anything exciting or fun. A lot of it is on the outside of downtown LA. So whether it's Western LA going toward like Bel Air, Santa Monica, more down south to like Long Beach, or heading out more east to like places like Alhambra, El Sereno, toward like San Gabriel.
Pasadena.
Do I teach classes online? I have taught classes in person. I used to do a lot of teaching for acting, voice training, podcasting. We are thinking about potentially doing those classes again now that we've finally kind of adjusted to everything here on the West Coast. So that might be something that we eventually do here down the line. I wouldn't even mind doing a free online stream class maybe to talk to people about voice acting in general, and get a discussion going.
Dope.
You want to see how films are done? You know, honestly, yeah, just driving around LA or traveling around Pasadena, you can always see a lot of films going on or commercials going on. Usually you'll see the massive trucks, the catering, the wires being ran across to power everything. It's a very interesting experience, and it's funny because tourists will stop, but most of the locals, they'll just kind of keep going. You know, they'll just keep kind of walking on like, yeah, it's another one of those. Free stream class, can I join? Absolutely, yeah. What we'll do is eventually, I think down the road here, we'll make an announcement and see if there's a lot of interest for it. And we'll I have no problems with helping out, giving resources, and getting people hopefully in the right direction. Because acting is tough. Voice acting is tough. It's very competitive. There are a lot of resources online, especially thanks to technology. But at the same time, because technology makes it so easy, more people are doing it. So at the same time, you have to know how to market yourself. You have to know how to promote yourself and be your biggest promoter, because no one else is going to start doing it for you. You've got to do it. And, you know, there's just a lot to it. So I'd be more than happy to. Are you guys on Discord? We do have a Discord. We typically keep it semi-private. Usually if people keep returning back to streams and they really like what we're doing, and, you know, we really like, you know, what they bring to the community, we'll definitely send an invite to those people for the Discord. I like a lot of animation. Burbank is definitely a great place for animation too. ABC is here. Buena Vista Studios is not far, which is Disney. There are a lot of different animation firms here that love to get new talent in, and people that can do multiple voice types. Usually they don't just hire one person. They usually, or I should say, they don't usually hire a bunch of people. They usually hire one person to do several voices. Yeah, Crispin Freeman, yes, actually. He has an awesome podcast too, I highly recommend. If anyone gets the chance to check him out, he does video game voices. He was on Horizon Zero Dawn.
Which one?
He was in the original core storyline. He was the villain baddie, the bad guy, from the Karja, the Black Karja, the Shadow Karja.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, he did that voice. He's done many of them for the gaming industry. Very, very talented dude. He looks like Hamlet, but sounds like Lear. And that's what he said. I'm quoting him, but it's true.
That's awesome.
He looks very young, but sounds very like aged. It's very surreal. Wait, you're a producer? We do producing as well. Yes, we've done producing on many different projects for online, for commercial base, for film. Producing is a lot of fun, but it's also a lot of work.
A lot of work. A lot of thankless work sometimes, too.
I want to make a game. Yeah, I mean, there's tons of gaming companies out here, too, in California. There's actually, I mean, even, heck, CD Projekt Red in Poland. There's a ton now in Europe coming up that are just awesome.
Oh, hey, Redneck, what's up?
Hey, Redneck Zombie. Talking about people from California. How's it going, dude?
I was gonna say, I don't know if you have audio or not, but
that's true in Iceland as well. Yeah. But yeah, actually, you feel free to follow us. We're on Instagram, we're on Twitter at MindMineTV, and you could feel free to follow us. We'd love to connect with you, and we'll follow back. And yeah, that way you can keep up to date on all of our posts. I want to sub to you guys, but I'm totally poor. Hey, no worries. We completely understand. We're just happy that you're here. You're chatting with us, because that's why we do this stuff. I mean, honestly, that's why we create content in the first place. Why we produce, direct, write, and do all this stuff is because we want to engage you. We want to talk to you and want to, you know, hopefully educate you in a way. If there's something that we can educate with, you know, if we have the experience in it, we want to help out. So that is our core goal. Let me find you on Twitter. Totally, please do. Redneck, not bad. Took a break. I can hear. Finally. All right.
Yeah, we're showcasing the grand highways of LA, and then the mountains. Tatiana's doing mountain hype because they're just so beautiful, and really, like, the phone can't even do it justice. It's so amazing. Like, they're just right there. Like, it feels like you can just reach out and touch them.
Hey, Dallas, thank you so very much for joining us and for the host. We really do honestly appreciate it, and it's always awesome to have you around. So thank you. Have a good night, and yeah, we will make sure not to associate you with kilts, golf, or any of that.
Have a good night, Dawn. Thank you so much.
Oh yeah, I mean, having an interview with Crispin would be great. He has so many different insights and everything. Great website as well. as well as podcasts. So make sure if you haven't followed his podcast to do so.
I'll have to check him out. I don't think I have.
Let's see. Interview. Hey, Jordan, how's it going, bud?
Hey, Jordan. Welcome. I just realized you can see the kitty cat. Let's be happy cat. It's like a Buddha cat. That's what that is.
And we do have 2 cats, and of course, one is a very Buddha cat. The other one used to be, lost a lot of weight suddenly, so that's at least a plus, right?
Yes, it's a new Grumps. A new Chubbs, I should say.
Hey, Seth Jesbury. Sorry if I said that name incorrectly, but hey, welcome to chat. Thank you so much for joining us. We are actually currently in Los Angeles. We're just been driving around. We've shown off some of Encino, some of Burbank, and we're just talking about living in LA, filmmaking, streaming, digital media, and everything else. So if you have any questions about that, feel free to let us know. We're more than happy to answer them. Again, we usually have a talk show every Wednesday. It talks about left brain and right brain topics, but our internet wasn't so faithful today, so we decided to do an IRL stream instead. Also, well, thank you so much, Katrine, for the follow on Twitter. Really do appreciate that. We'll make sure to follow back as well. Again, we love to stay in touch with folks. We love to talk about all the different subjects, from filmmaking, streaming. We do, again, our talk show about creative things, science and technology as well, and the arts. And then we also do game streams. So, again, if you love game streams as well, we do typically Mondays are Mellow Mondays. We have Wednesdays our talk show. Thursdays is Wars Day, where we're doing Warframe and World of Warcraft. Fridays, Fighting Fridays, where we play MOBAs. And then Sundays is Single Player Sundays. Yeah, you said it right. I live in the Inland Empire, so not too far from you guys. Oh, awesome. Well, thank you. Well, thank you for joining us. I'm glad I got your name right. And yeah, that's awesome then. Not too far at all. Yeah, we're right now just kind of parked, enjoying the scenery. As you can see, tons of clouds today, which again is kind of an anomaly in a way, because usually it's just blue sky, bright sun. I'll flip it back to us now here. Oh, well, if you have a Chihuahua, Katrine, you're basically already a Californian. So the LA Times did a poll on the most popular dogs in Los Angeles as of about a month ago.
Oh, yeah.
And of course, number 1 or 2 was the Chihuahua. So basically, you're already a Californian. Welcome.
Wow, that's intense. That's intense. You do need to get like a little coat for it though, or something, right?
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, it gets a little chilly at night. So,
any first-person shooters like BF1? So we haven't done. We usually do a lot of, like, if we do FPS, it's usually single-player games. But we have done some, or looking into doing some more multiplayer. We have Black Squad, for instance, which is on Steam right now, which is free to play. Kind of like a CSGO in a way. There are also several other ones we've been looking at, like Hunt Showdown, which, if you haven't seen Hunt Showdown, make sure to check it out. It is a gorgeous game. It's in early access. It was an open alpha. Now I believe it's closed off for right now. But where they're at in alpha, considering the fact it's an alpha game, it, looks amazing. It's going to be an awesome FPS game. I came from the Factionless Discord, so check out most of the streams that pop up in there. Oh, awesome. Okay, cool. That's perfect then. So we'll be able to see you more in the Factionless Discord too. Awesome. Do you guys need an awesome moderator? Right now we have a mod. He's unfortunately having some internet issues himself out of Colorado. So I think it's an internet thing going on right now. But we'll definitely keep it in mind. Again, anyone who shows interest, we always make sure to write down their names and everything like that. And again, if we see them in chat a lot and they're always engaged and, they really like the community and we really like them, we'd love to have them on. So, yeah, again, just keep returning back. We'd love to chat with you more. And if you speak Spanish, you're pretty much Cali, and English is a second language.
Yeah, I gotta get down my Spanish. All I really know is like hola. Gracias.
Necesito practicar más en español porque necesito practicar más.
Wow, you're like advanced right there. You're like 202 already compared to me. I know caro.
Caro
As
coche.
in we're in one.
We're in one. Más cerveza, por favor.
What does that mean?
More beer, please.
I don't know. Well, that is funny. I like that.
Katrine says, call me Ava. All right. Ava or Eva?
Ooh. I'll go with Eva.
Or Eva. Ooh. Eva, Ava, Eva. Shit.
3 choices.
International name problems, man. Feels bad.
Eva.
And then, yes, female, speaks Japanese and Icelandic. A little bit of Japanese. Nice. All I got is konnichiwa for you. That's all I know.
That is so cool that you speak Japanese. Holy moly.
I'm a Mexican who doesn't know Spanish, so I get the eyeball, no win from both sides.
Aww.
Yeah, I can imagine that being pretty tough. They just start talking to you in Spanish, and you're like, no sé. No hablo español. Lo siento. 50-year-old man lying to be a girl. Just kidding. But yeah,
you can be anybody you want online.
That is true.
Just saying, you know. Let your inner self be free.
Let your internet flag fly.
Internet flag?
Your anonymous internet flag fly. But yeah, we do a lot of content creation out here. We also do a YouTube channel. So if you are interested in things like unboxings for like loot crates or some of the Japanese crates, or any of the other millions of things that you can unbox, or also any gaming highlights from things like Heroes of the Storm or Warframe or anything like that, feel free to join us and follow us there on the link that Newsings just shared, which is our YouTube channel. What content we don't have here, we'll also have on YouTube. So we'd love to have you stop by there too, and just check out more of what we do. Let's see here. Trying to keep up with chat just a little bit. Cool. Yeah, a lot of people are content creators in here as well, like streaming and like doing other things. Very, very cool. Always appreciate the content creators. It is a lot of work. A lot of times a thankless job. But again, if you love doing it, it is so well worth it. And for us, especially if you get to entertain someone, make someone laugh, make someone feel good about their day, even better. But yeah, again, I want to throw out to chat, if you have any questions about LA or filmmaking, streaming, writing, producing, anything like that, being a creative, moving to a bigger city, feel free to throw that up in chat. We'll be doing the stream for a little bit more here, and then we're going to actually run off and do some fun day-to-day things.
Errands.
Da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Errand hype.
Errand hype?
That sky is so zen.
Yeah, right? Thankless job, but people do it for the passion. Absolutely, Seth. It is true. If you love doing it, they say it never feels like work. I would say it's still work. You still get tired, but it doesn't feel stressful in the same way. It definitely doesn't feel stressful in the same way. Whoop. I just figured out how to do mod controls in an IRL stream. All right.
Hey.
Accidentally almost banned someone. Sorry about that. I don't think you're banned. I think you're good.
Yeah, this is our first IRL stream, so it's the first time we've ever really used the Well, I guess you can do IRL streams not with just the phone, right? Actually, I have no idea. Questions. I have so many questions.
By the way, if anyone's going to be joining all these streamers at TwitchCon this year, 2018, it's going to be in October, at the end of October, and it will be, I believe, at the Long Beach Convention Center in California. So if you plan on attending, let us know. We love to also meet up with folks and talk with you more about Twitch, about streaming, and just really anything else. We love connecting with people, sharing stories, and listening to stories. So feel free to join us if you're able to. What version of IRL software are you using? Just the Twitch one? Yeah, we're just using Twitch. Basically going into Pulse on the Twitch app, and then you can just jump right into it. Oh, your B-Day is October 2nd. That's awesome. October's a very good month. Depending on what country you're in, depending on the weather you get. But yeah, October's a very good month.
Hey, thanks for the follow, Seth Justbree.
Yes, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Is that right? You won't see our alert, I don't think, because we are on the phone. But we usually have Carlton do his little dance from the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, if you're familiar with that show.
So, you know, because you made our Carlton dance, anyone who's followed us today, you have to do the Carlton dance. If you're not familiar with it, I don't want to do it for you because I'd shake the phone and then you'd all have, like, motion sickness. But look it up on YouTube. Very popular. And you got to do it. So no matter where you're at, grocery store, hopefully not the hospital, unless you work there, work, whether you're at home, you're walking your dog, whatever it may be, now you got to do the Carlton dance.
Here, I think I can pull it up on my phone right here and see.
It's going to be in Long Beach again, at least from what I saw. Yeah, there's a couple of, there we go, there's the Carlton dance. It's not unusual to be in love with anyone, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Oh, and happy Valentine's Day to everyone, folks. Happy Valentine's Day.
Woo! Happy buy a bunch of red stuff day.
Buy your candies. Buy your flowers. Let's see here. I like your stream. Well, thank you very much. Appreciate that. You use Bebo and or OBS. Nice. Bebo's nice. It's in alpha, though, so it's still got a lot of work to do. But I'm looking forward to a full launch of it. And, yeah, it's going to be in Long Beach. I was going to say, there's a couple of professional esports leagues that are already kind of talking about it in their forums because they're going to probably do something big again this year. They did last year, they did PUBG and H1Z1 competitions. So this year they'll probably do something too. But yeah, they announced it on their stuff before even Twitch did. And they said it was going to be, I think, October 19th. It's going to be on a Friday. And it'll be, again, in the Long Beach Center.
Convention Center.
Convention Center, yeah. Gotta go. See you later. All right, well, thank you so much, Katrine, for the follows and for hanging out with us today. It was a pleasure meeting you, and we look forward to speaking with you more in other chats. So thank you so very much.
Thanks for hanging out.
No problem. Yeah, I'm old, so I know the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Hey, we're not old. We are,
vintage.
A vintage retro.
We're like a wine.
Yeah, that's what it is.
We age well. We taste great.
Right. And we have more wisdom.
That's what we tell ourselves.
Yeah.
Let's see. I don't do anything for Valentine's Day. I treat my wife like every day is Valentine's Day. Been married 16 years. Oh, wow.
Oh, wow. 16 years. Congrats. That's good stuff. And I like your philosophy.
I've had that. I agree with that too. I think it's really good because I feel that way like about Christmas and other things where it's like instead of waiting one day a year to get something for someone, if you see something someone will like, just get it for them. And if you like them and you're like, hey, you know, I think they'd appreciate this and this will make their day, then just do it. Why wait until Christmas? Why wait until whatever holiday you have that forces you to buy stuff? Just go out there and do something nice for someone. I mean, that's all you have to do to make someone's day. It's not about a specific day. It's about any day. And I think that it's big to appreciate that and to show your appreciation for people, especially your loved ones, the ones that you're married to. Especially if you don't like sleeping on the couch. That is always a big plus. So,
do people still do that nowadays? Like, sleep on the couch when they get into fights?
It could be. I could see it happening. Why not? The couch is still very prevalent. It's still a big thing nowadays, you know. Sleeping with the dog in the kennel or something, maybe?
I was gonna say, if anything, if I ever had to sleep on a couch, my cats would be like, this is our bed? Like, what are you doing? What are you doing right now?
First, to be old and wise, you must be young and stupid. I'm still old, but still stupid. Well, you know what? It's all about constant learning, right? I mean, that's my biggest, that's both of our biggest belief, is that you're constantly learning. You're learning from your mistakes. You're learning from other people's mistakes. You're learning from just things that are happening around you. So, yeah, I mean, you're always learning no matter what. Dixie 3 Norma's kiss, kiss.
Happy Valentine's to you, too.
Yeah. Hearts, candy, and roses to you. If we had Snapchat filters, I'd pop one of those on right now. Yeah, holidays are commercially driven, plus they drive up the prices. Oh, yeah. Actually, you know what, though? I'll tell you what. In L.A., you know, people are so entrepreneurial. We were driving around today, and we're seeing people on street corners with just huge tables of stuff. And they have just gone out of their way to, like, load it up with flowers to sell, stuffed animals to sell. I mean, they went hardcore with what they found online, purchased it to try to resell. Oh, no, go ahead.
No.
I make my kids volunteer at homeless shelters to appreciate the things they have. That's an awesome way of doing it. And unfortunately, not many people tend to volunteer in a way. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like a prevalent thing, or it's not something that's usually taught. They're just like, oh, you volunteer. That's nice. You know, like, there aren't many schools even going out unless they're looking for volunteers. But there's not many schools going out there either going, hey, you should go out to the different homeless shelters, the different soup kitchens, and help them. You know, different, I don't know, like nonprofit organizations, work with them to help them with their missions. That doesn't really happen a lot, and it's not really something that's pushed. You know, you either have the people who are just 100% gung-ho about it, or they just don't get involved with it. Oh yeah, those are the same people that sell oranges, bro, on regular days. Come on, I know what's up. Yeah, exactly. It's like they're the ones selling the oranges and the mangoes and the coconuts and everything else on the side. And then this one day, they're like, boom, juice is out the window. No more. We're doing roses. We're doing stuffed animals. We're doing cards. It's insane. I mean, props to them, though, for jumping on it and taking the initiative, at least.
Right? Entrepreneurial spirit. I'm always down for that.
So there's not a lot of people that'd be willing to stand outside and do that, and do the setup and the breakdown and try to handle random people coming up to them. And I'm sure, too, they're getting, you know, as much as they might try to hustle on prices for things, they're also getting hustled by people, or trying to, you know, oh, can you make it $250, man? Come on, I could get this online for this and that. So, yeah, hey, at least I give them props for trying.
Yeah, we saw one that was, she's got it, she had it laid out. The stuffed animals were like in these fancy, like, clear boxes, and flowers all up on it, and she did her work. She put it in.
She did that work.
If she had a donate button, I'd probably be like, all right, lady, you know what? I don't want any of this stuff here, but props to you. I like the arrangement. I like what you did here.
Ma'am, do you have a PayPal account? The ones that try to talk to me in Spanish and then say what when I talk English.
Be like, you know what? It's 2018. You can't assume anymore. You can't assume anymore. You can't assume gender. You can't assume language. You can't assume anything.
True story. Based on true events, if you've ever walked down the streets of LA.
That sounds like a song. If you ever walk down on the streets of LA.
We'll turn this into a musical IRL. How about that?
So, Seth, I don't know if I missed it or not, but are you at work right now? You got the day off? You going into work later? Are you hanging out at home? What are you up to today?
Are you fighting all the people on the street corners trying to sell you stuff? That's really what she means, I think. Could you do an IRL stream of your own? That's the question. I'll show you the view again. For those just joining us, some of the mountains, the lovely views of, right now, Burbank. Again, usually not always cloudy. This is kind of an anomaly in a way, but still very cool. I'm picking up my damn kids from school. Oh yeah, it is about that time, isn't it? 2:20, yep. It is that time. Well, appreciate you joining us and stuff while you're on the run and everything, and trying to pick your kids up and, you know, do all that stuff. So thank you so very much. And again, thank you for the follow, Seth. Thank you, Katrine, for the follow, or Eva. And thanks for everyone who's been viewing thus far. I think actually we're going to wrap it up just because my phone's dying and we've got a couple of things to do. But again, we wanted to make sure that we made up, again, every Wednesday we usually do a talk show in our studio. We usually talk about left brain, right brain topics, from the arts to the sciences and technology and politics and everything else going on in this world. And unfortunately, our internet provider just kind of kicked our ass today and didn't want to work. So, you know, I do apologize for that. We both do. But, you know, we're glad that we could at least throw up this IRL stream, which is our first ever. And tomorrow, hopefully, if our internet's back, we will be doing Thursday Wars Days, which is going to be Warframe that we're going to be playing. Friday, it'll be Fighting Fridays, where we play Hyper Universe or Heroes of the Storm. Probably this week will be Hyper Universe, which is a MOBA. And then on Sunday, Single Player Sundays, we're doing Final Fantasy IX. So, again, if you love those games, make sure to hit follow and make sure to come back. We'll love to have you in chat and hang out with you more and chat and game. So, and I usually do IRL stream driving to work, but I got injured on December 30th and been off. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, Seth, about the injury. That does really freaking suck. But props to you for doing IRL streams and for getting involved in the community and you know, just supplying stuff to people. So, you know, hey, thank you for that and everything. Good luck with the kids today, and thank you again for stopping by. I really do appreciate it. And to everyone else, thank you so very much for joining us. Have an awesome rest of your day, rest of your week. Hopefully we'll see you soon. And until then, peace, have fun, good gaming, and we'll see you all later.
Bye.